Hey guys, and welcome to another Gravey's Brew review with me, Gravey. And for this video, welcome back for the first time in a while to the brewery. Now, as you can see from the title, this video is going to be my very first grain to glass video. You probably don't need me to tell you what I mean by grain to glass. Basically, just a very simple step-by-step video on how I brew, well, this particular batch of beer that you're going to see me brew in this video, and then at the end I will review the resulting beer, and I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about the beer when it's done. Anyway, for this one I'm starting off big because once again, as you can see from the title, this is a grain to glass video for a little brew that I like to call a Crunchy Nut Pale Ale. Basically, taking an idea that I've seen from a couple of videos, I'm going to be infusing the mash for this particular brew with breakfast cereal. And once again, as I mentioned, with the name of the beer, the particular cereal that I'll be using is Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. Now again, you'll be able to see me, or see how I use the beer, the cereal in this beer. So let's get down to it. As you can hear, I'm getting my strike water to temperature. Kind of want to hit around about 60-65 degrees Celsius once I've added my hot grain, which will be a kilo of Golden Promise as well as the Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. Anyway, give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back, hopefully with the camera over the kettle, and let's get this beer brewing. Alright guys, we're back. As you can see, I've now got my strike water up to temperature, so it's about time I start to add the grains. And as is usually the case when it comes to my brewing, as you know, or as most of you probably will know, I like to do things brew in a bag style. So in goes my one of my mesh strainer bags, and here comes the 1 kilo of Golden Promise. Now, as always guys, you can pick your own base malt for this particular step. I like to use Golden Promise because it is a nice sweet malt, and it kind of goes along nice with the honey flavours and aromas from the Crunchy Nut cereal. Anyway, mashing in, making sure not to get the dough balls. Now I will admit that the strike water temperature I got this to was about 68 degrees Celsius. Kind of looking around about 65-66 as a mash temperature once I've added the grains and the cereal. So make sure that, as always, your grains are well submerged in your strike water. I would pretty much say these are, but I always like to give them a good stir, give the grains a stir, that is, a good stir, just to get that heat into the grains and get it extracting the sugars. And here's the secret ingredient, the Crunchy Nut cornflakes. I forgot to mention, this is a 500 gram bag, or excuse me, box of Crunchy Nut. Those of you that brew higher quantities, if you probably wish to use a kilo, or if 500 grams of the cereal is you think enough, then again, your choice. I won't begrudge you if you wish to use a bit more. Well, I will say the one thing about using the cereal is, because of the, lack of a better word, the crunchiness of the cereal, the sturdiness again, lack of a better word, it does take a while for the cereal to break down. Although by the feel of things this isn't actually too bad, so I might be able to get all of this on camera for you. That's actually feeling pretty nice in the softness department, pardon the expression. I think, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get you a quick temperature . Looking at 64.5 degrees Celsius, so that is pretty much spot on for what I like. I probably will try and raise the temperature just a little bit. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to sign off for the moment. Just get this to how I want to get it, and then once the mash is done, in about an hour or so, I will come back and I will show you the next part of the process. See you in a minute, guys. Alright, guys, we're back. It's been an hour, and the next bit is to do the sparge. Now, as you can see, what I'm just doing here, I've taken the grain bag out. I'm just going to let it drip for a minute, or try and lightly squeeze as much of the wort out of the grains as I can without splitting the bag. And then, just very shortly, I'm going to sparge these grains, just run about a litre or so of water over them, boiled water, so I'll be switching the kettle on very shortly, in fact. And then, once that's done, I'll come back and by that point, hopefully, we'll be getting on to the boil. So, once again guys, see you in a minute. Alright guys, well, sorry for that little interruption. We're back once again, and as I mentioned a second ago, it's time for the sparge. Now, as this is just a 1 gallon batch, or probably just over a gallon by the time I'm finished, I don't need to do too much in respect of sparging. All I do is boil a kettle with about a litre and a half of boiled water. And just run the water over the grains like so, just to get any residual sugars and flavours from both the grains and the cereal just out of, kind of get them out. And then once I've just let this strain, I want to get the boil going, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to quickly turn this off, or turn the video off again, and come back once we've got the boil going. So once again guys, sorry for the fairly quick part here, but once again, just a quick update as to so you can see what I'm doing. And once we're up to the boil, I'll come back and I'll show you the next part. See you in a minute. Alright guys, we're back. As you can see, we are almost at the hop break. This is kind of been going on now with the boil, or getting to the boil, for about 20 minutes now. Hoping very shortly, yes, you can probably see a nice build up of foam, nice build up of steam. And as you can see, the first hop additions I have got ready. There we go, you can probably see the hop break there. I'll let this come to a rolling boil just for a few seconds. I'm not going to add the hops yet. As I was going to say, this lot of hops here is the first of only 2 hop additions I'm going to do in this entire batch. I'm going to add this ounce very shortly. Again, as I say, 2 ounces. 1 ounce at the start of the boil, one at flame out. Mostly because I don't want the flavours and aromas from the hops to take over from the flavour and aroma of the honey from the cereal, and do any, give any difference to the mouthfeel as well. I do like the honey mouthfeel that I get from this particular brew. So I shall just turn this down just to a gentle simmer, just while the foam kind of subsides. See if I can't actually break it up just to get this part moving along. Yeah, Yes, there we go. That's actually nicely done. So as I said, right now, 1 ounce or 28 grams of Fuggles hops. I forgot to show you them at the start of the video, but 1 ounce of Fuggles hops into the brew. And as you can probably see, that's why I turned the boil down, because I was kind of expecting the hops to create a bit more of a foam. So right now, I'm just going to give this a gentle stir, make sure those hops are dissolved, or at least broken up. And then in an hour, I'm going to come back. I will add the second hop addition, which again will be another 1 ounce of Fuggles. And we will be getting ever closer to the end of this particular brew. So I'll see you in an hour. Alright guys, it's been around about an hour. Time to turn off. And time to add the second hop addition. Once again, 1 ounce of Fuggles. And there you go. And once again, I'm just going to give this a quick stir, just to get the flavours and aromas infused. Although, as I said earlier, don't want them too much. That's why I only use 2 ounces of hops throughout the entire boil. So now all that's left to do, guys, is to cool this wort. You don't need me to see me do that. It's just going to be done in a water bath in the kitchen sink here. So I'll be back in around about half an hour, 45 minutes, where I will pitch the yeast, take a temperature, pitch the yeast, hopefully get a ABV, and hopefully a fairly suitable one with all the sugars and everything else in this particular wort. Oh, and one other thing, you're going to get to see a new little piece of kit that I purchased. Well, I'm not going to spoil it too much, I'm not going to tell you much right now. So once again, guys, just a very quick part just to show you that hop addition. And once again, I'll be back in an hour, hopefully less, when I'm ready to pitch the yeast. Hey guys, we're back for the next to near final part, well, actually the final part of this particular half of the video. Over to my left here I have my chilled wort. Over to my right here I have my fermenter, yeast, and I also have my phone and a new little gadget that I invested in last week, I think. A tilt hydrometer. Now I'm hoping that with the tilt hydrometer I'll be able to get a fairly decent reading of the wort, as you know, rather than having to pour some into a trial jar and use the glass hydrometer. I'm hopeful that this hydrometer will be a little bit more accurate in both gravity and temperature. So let's put that to the test. I'll be getting out all the words in a minute. Just need to drop my sieve. I think I might have actually made a mistake. I probably actually want to pour this entire wort into the fermenter as opposed to trying to filter the hops. So that's what I'll do. And we have around about 4.8 litres of wort, which I'm actually quite happy about. So now all that's left to do is to drop the tilt into the wort, but first I will have to activate the app here on my phone, and I'll show you this in just a brief second. If I can get it actually working, I may have to. Talk amongst yourselves a minute here, guys. Well, what I'm going to do, guys, this is just actually taking its time. So if this actually just finds its way to getting me a reading in a few moments, I will hopefully be able to get it down there in the description for you. So for now, all that's left is to pitch the yeast. In fact, what I'll actually do I will actually do a gravity reading with a hygrometer, just to give you an idea of what we might be playing with reading wise. So on my glass hydrometer here, I'm looking at around about 1.060, 1.062. I'm actually quite pleased with that. So again, all that's left now is to pitch the yeast. Which I'll do now. And for at least this part of the video, guys, I'm going to leave it there. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, guys, and the next time you'll see this, or in the next shot, it will be a couple of weeks later. Hopefully I will be able to bring you a better review of this, and I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about beer. So again, guys, see you very soon. Hi guys, we're back, and here is the finished product. Give you a quick look at it. Nice little fluffy white head. It's a little bit darker on camera. That's a nice golden colour, but it is quite hazy. Now, I don't know if that's due to the chill haze. I did not that long ago take this out of the fridge just to chill. Might also be of the hops that you saw me use earlier in the video. But I know what you're all wondering. What's it smell and taste like? I'm going to let you know right now. It's actually smelling quite hoppier than what I'm used to. Of course, as you know, the only hop I used was Fuggles. I didn't use any other hops in the boil, or, well, in the boil or post boil. I didn't dry hop this. I just used those 2 ounces that you saw me use in the brewing. And that honey's coming through very nicely. Anyway, let's have a taste, shall we? Cheers. Ooh. Oh, lovely. Version 3. I'm very pleased with that. I'm not going to get into the details, guys. I'm just wanted to quickly wrap this video up, just show you the finished product. What I might do, guys, if you'd like, I've got a couple more bottles left of this, so if you'd like to see me do a proper review, excuse me, let me know down there in the comments, and I'll see what I can do for you. But in the meantime, just to close this video up, guys, I know in the course of the last part of the video, I did give you just a little bit of a sample as to what the gravities were going to be and the potential ABV. So I'm going to do down there, guys. The recipe is going to be down there. My starting gravity, finishing gravity and ABV will be down there in the description. Of course, as you saw throughout this video, guys, these numbers are just based on a 1 gallon batch. For those of you that do 5 gallon or even 10 gallon, they'll be slightly different. But anyway, again, as I said in the earlier part of the video, that's up to you guys as to how you want to brew it, or as to how you brew it your way. If you'd like to brew this, again, down in the description, my recipe. I don't need to show you the method. You've seen it throughout this video. The recipe and my particular starting and finishing gravities will be down there. The ABV will probably be either down there or in the title. I don't know. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. as always, let me know what you think down there, or what you thought down there. If you'd like to give me any hints or tips as to how you might think I can improve on this brew, again, let me know down there, guys. We'll talk and get some discussion going. Alright guys, well, that's all I've got for you for now. So until next time, from Gravey's Brew Reviews, this has been Gareth Goes Gravy, and I'll see you later. Cheers.